Drink Cinema! Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We are two brothers reviewing movies 2 drinks at a time. It is the month of Christmas,
So if you really love Christmas...
so come on and let it snow.
Yes.
How are you, Brett?
I am hot, Lee. How are you?
Yeah, it's freaking hot.
It's December in Australia. It's warm.
It is certainly not going to snow whether I let it or not.
Yeah, I could let it snow, but it won't.
We don't often get that here at Radio Watford.
Best shaggy in life. Anyway, we'll get
Britney
to...
Spears. Oh, no, she was rubbish. We are doing Love, Actually.
Yep.
Is there a comma?
Yeah, because Love Actually...
Love Actually is all around. Is it when Hugh Grant pauses in that opening, or is there a comma in the actual title? I think there is.
I don't think there... I don't know.
It's the biggest mystery of the movie. Second only to why we're celebrating the 20-year anniversary in 2002 and not 2003 when it was released. Oh, IMDb, stop trying to make me watch Indiana Jones. Fuck off.
The new trailer. Indiana Jones and the titanium hip. I just made that up. That's actually pretty funny.
I would text that to Seth MacFarlane.
There is no... That's true. There is no comma in IMDb.
Okay. I'm sorry to Google
Or
Docs,
on the poster.
where I have written Love, Actually. What a cast.
I mean, they're all right. They do an all right job, I guess.
One of the things about the cast I like is that Laura Linney is American.
Yes.
And it isn't like, I want Laura Linney to be in it, how's your English accent?
Yeah.
It's okay to cast someone from another country in your film.
Yeah. They don't all have to be white British people.
Well, they do, mostly.
Save
there
it.
are... Okay. Archie Q. De Niro is the scale that we use and have made up and is very scientific. We read all of our movies based on that scale. The first A is for alcoholic.
Yes,
I have found a cocktail called a Love Actually.
Oh, really?
There's
It's actually
three.
called a Love Actually.
Yeah, there's 3 on the internet. There's probably more. There's 3 on the first page of Google.
Yep.
That are called Love Actually cocktails.
Okay.
This is the one I picked.
That's good.
It's the one I thought we would like the most. It is red, like the bra of that slut Mia.
Don't get me started.
Most unnecessary scene in the film.
What's in it, Lou?
It has got slow gin, lemon juice, simple syrup, and it is shooken and then topped with soda water. We are doing it in a martini glass. The quantities will be on our socials or up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. We're going to taste it now and rate it.
Cool.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes. I like that.
Yep. Could almost do with more lemon.
No, I think that's a good amount of lemon. There's just a hint of tartness of the lemon. It's 2 ounces, 1 ounce.
Okay.
2 ounces slow gin, 1 ounce lemon juice, half an ounce simple syrup, and then topped with soda water. I'm glad for the simple syrup, but I think the slow gin
That's
has a
pretty
little bit of
sweet anyway.
sweetness, in it as
There's
well.
another one I make, a cocktail called a Charlie Chaplin, that has lime juice, slow gin, and apricot
Oh, yum.
in it.
There was one that I found that had tangerine nectar in it, and I'm like,
Nope.
no.
Not going to
to
happen.
the effort
Could
of
barely
finding
find grapefruit.
tangerine nectar. So that's 4 for me.
A 4.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. I'm going to give it... Oh, well, that's fine. 4 is fine.
You're agreed with the 4?
Yeah, that's fine.
It definitely has red taste in it. Like slow
Yeah.
gin is red,
Yeah. See?
like that slut's bra. And
Again.
so you can definitely taste red with added sweetness and lemon, which is the recipe. So
Okay.
well done on the recipe tasting like it should. How much alcohol is consumed in the film? There's
Not
champagne
too
at
much.
Kira and Chiwetel Ejiofor's wedding,
Yep.
which you would assume because it's a wedding.
And then there's drinking at the Christmas party.
There's drinking at the Christmas party with the tits on the wall with the Santa hats on them.
There is drinking at Colin drinks at the bar because it's a bar.
He drinks a lot at the bar and gets drunk with those girls. Those girls in the credits in that bar are credited as their name, American something.
Yeah, it's like American Dream Girl.
Yeah, so like it's name American Dream Girl, name American Sweetheart, name American Beauty. No, maybe not
Harriet,
American Beauty.
the sexy one.
The sexy one. Because she is the sexy one. They're all sexy.
Table,
But
that's
they
the
pretty much
same.
also say bottle the same.
Bottle.
Bottle. Funny.
Straw.
Funny.
Table. Table.
Yeah. They're funny. We can't even afford pajamas.
Save that for the horny scale as well.
Oh, and he's got it.
I don't know.
Drink with the president.
Like a 2? Manage your drink, and then when it's like, what?
Let's get pissed and watch porn.
Yeah, and
There's
when
drinks
they
at that
say
party.
that party about becoming Christmas #1.
Yeah, and I assume he drinks at Elton's party.
Yeah, well, he steals a bottle of something from
Oh, he
Elton,
did
I
too.
think.
There's, so I'm actually going to say it's a 2.25 for me.
Okay. We'll compromise and do a 2.125. No,
Okay.
2.25. That's fine.
Does Emma Thompson have a glass of wine while she cries?
No, she doesn't.
Just stands
She's got to
there.
get ready. She's looking at life at both sides now. She doesn't have time to drink.
Oh,
Bitch.
not bitch. Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. Hello, Alan Rickman. This is Alan Rickman. Family Guy. There you go. That's my Alan
the
Rickman.
A in the Archie Q De Niro score stands for alcoholic. So that's out of 10.
Yeah,
for
so
cocktail and for
6.25.
alcoholic. We've written a lot of notes, so we got a lot to get through. Representation.
Could have almost not watched the movie and written notes.
I actually wrote that note.
Oh.
I could have filled out this sheet without watching the movie. Because when I got to quotability to write the first quote, I was going to write like 6 other quotes that I just remembered. But I didn't. I waited till they came up, so they were in order. Representation is how diverse the movie is. There is some people of colour.
There's about 3.
There's Hugh Grant's chief of staff.
Yep.
There's Peter, who
Who's
marries
also a
Keira
bitch.
Knightley.
Yep.
There is
The
director,
slash
assistant,
Colin's friend.
Colin's mate.
Yep.
The guy that sings to them at the wedding.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But that's a fairly stereotypical black profession, singer. You would there were a couple of other people that I assume are related to Peter at Peter's wedding, but they're extras.
Yes.
One thing we both wrote in our notes, no queer storyline.
Yep. Which is a missed opportunity.
Yes. Granted, it was 2002. There weren't a lot of those stories in the mainstream. But there was definitely... Actually, no, I'm not going to forgive you that, Richard Curtis.
No.
Because if you go back...
You wrote 4 weddings and a funeral.
Yes, as I was just about to say. It's like one of the funerals.
Yeah, the gay guy dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, there's 4...
It's a
there's one
30-year-old
funeral.
movie.
It's the funeral in 4
Yeah.
weddings and a funeral.
Yeah.
So if you have 5 storylines, a fifth of them are queer.
Alan Cumming was available.
That's true.
I'm assuming.
Well, I think if you're a British actor, unless you're literally in 2002, unless you're literally on set for Harry Potter, and Richard Curtis calls you, you're available.
Well, 3 of the people in this movie were in Harry Potter anyway.
Well, that's true.
Not at the exact same time.
I don't think Emma Thompson was in it yet.
No,
2002.
and neither was Bill Nye.
No, so it was just Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. Yes. I will say...
But anyway, if Richard Curtis rings you, you're available.
Yeah, say, we're doing this Christmas... Yep, when can I start? Also, the singer, the girl singer,
Yes.
is of colour.
Yes, she is, and so is her mum.
That sounds bad, saying
Yeah.
of colour.
Stage mum.
No,
Stage mum.
No, don't get me started.
Daughter's such a better singer, though.
Yeah.
So much better singer than the mum, which is probably why the mum's pushing her. That teacher who introduces, he has so been forced to make that girl the big number at the end of the concert.
Oh, 100%.
That's so the mum coming
Yeah.
in going, we're doing this.
Yeah.
and she would have cracked it when the teacher said,
Karen.
this boy has been learning the drums for a week and a half. He's going to play drums in the band. Yeah. She would have been like, no.
We don't have a drummer in this school. We've got 4 break dancers, hip hop dancers.
That's such a primary school. I've done primary school
Spider-Man.
concerts. That's a nostalgia point for when I used to be a primary teacher.
Yep. But we'll stick to that. Representation, I'm feeling like a 1.5.
Well,
Because none of them, the people of colour, none of them are the main stories.
no. There are a couple of references to non-straight things. Like Laura Linney comes and sits next to Mark the creep and says, do you love him?
But he takes it offensively.
He does. Who doesn't take it offensive? Thomas Brady Sangstar. When
boy
Liam
or
Neeson
girl,
goes, she or he just says she.
Yeah.
Corrected, not offended.
Yep.
And Liam Neeson would have been fine if his stepson, who he's now the guardian of because we don't know where the birth dad is.
That's another question. I ask that every year.
He's
Did
not
the dad die as well?
Liam Neeson doesn't mind if the boy is... What's the boy's
Sam.
name?
Sam?
Yeah. Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Sam is not straight.
Jojen Reed. That's his name in Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. Sam.
He dies.
What a surprise. It's
He
Game of
gets eaten by
Thrones.
zombies.
What did you say? 1.5?
1.5.
1.75. Is it an agreeing?
Yeah.
1.5. How do I not know? Because I don't look at the...
That's true. All right. Everybody sit back.
Is it marked down in representation because of fat jokes?
It's marked down in representation because they don't do it well.
I read an article. I've read a couple of articles. There's a bajillion articles.
There is about 4 that just came up on my
That's why we're doing
Facebook feed today.
because everybody's thinking about Love Actually.
We asked a love specialist to rank.
I saw that same one.
To rank all the relationships on how romantic they are or something.
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
None of them are high.
none of them are great.
The highest one is Sam and Joanne.
Well, the highest one was fucking Billy Mack and the manager. Based on
10
if
minutes
they'll
at Elton
stay
John's
together,
and
or
you gave
how
it a maypole.
how long based on their chances of staying together or something. And some of the comments are like, "Yes, this looked good. It seemed that Hugh Grant's character and Natalie were genuinely fond of each other." I'm like, "Well, that's called acting." So
No, I think that's one. The most romantic one, and I'm skipping ahead to crying, is Sam and Joanne. The kids.
okay, so
One
let's
article
just
I
go-
read that
Yep.
was like the fat jokes are bad.
The fat jokes are bad. She's not fat,
They make too many of them. She's
Yep.
not fat.
and about the manager as well.
Yeah. But but also I read in this article that there was a fat joke that got taken out. The second card that Mark the Creep holds in front of Keira Knightley says Fatso on it. Merry Christmas, Fatso.
To Keira Knightley.
To Keira Knightley. She's literally the skinniest person in this movie.
Yeah.
She weighs the same as Sam.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Did you know they're only
She
5
weighs-
years apart in age?
She weighs the same as a papier-mâché lobster head.
Probably. Or one of those octopus legs. 8 is a lot of legs, David.
We'll get to it in endurance and quotability and stuff. I would watch this. I don't know how many times I watched this movie, but I still crack up laughing at that line.
8 is a lot of
legs, David.
But just the way she says it to the Prime
To the
Minister.
Prime Minister.
Like, I've been so busy stuffing newspaper into stockings.
It's the first time.
All
It's
the
the first time
schools-
all the local schools have come together,
Even
David.
St. Basil's?
Even St. Basil's. Too much information, Mum.
That's our mum.
Anyway.
If the Prime Minister knocked on the door, the Prime Minister, Albo, would get life story from our mum.
I'd be like, what do you want, mate?
He wouldn't knock on our door because we both live, not you so much anymore. I live in one of the safest Labor seats in the country. So Albo's not doing a door knock
I'm
in our
not.
area.
They maybe should have done more work in my thing. They nearly lost it.
Bit of a swing.
Wait, did they?
No, they didn't.
No. To the Greens.
It's a fair swing to the Greens.
Anyway,
We're
politics.
not a political podcast.
I have some thoughts about the Prime Minister, which we'll get to at some point.
Oh, yeah. Not a
But-
very great diplomat. Representation will go 1.5.
Yes.
I would
Okay.
put it a little bit higher because there are some people of colour and there are a couple of references to non-queer relationships, but then put it a little bit back down because of the fat jokes. There was an article that says it's an incredibly sexist movie, which I don't think I fully agree with. A lot of the point
Is it
of the...
because a lot of the point of view of the stories is really kind of from the male?
Well,
Except for Laura Linney and Emma Thompson.
this
And they get
person-
fucked over.
This person
But
says...
not in a good way.
that the only thing that any female character does in this movie is try to get a man.
Joanne doesn't do that.
No, neither.
Keira Knightley doesn't do that. She's already got two. She can take her pick.
Keira Knightley doesn't do that, but
And
also
she picked the better one.
Colin Firth does that. Hugh Grant does that. Like, not get a man,
But get a partner.
yeah. And,
Colin does that.
and there's quite a lot of references for Liam Neeson getting a shag again.
Yeah. Some inappropriate in front of your stepson whose mum just died.
Yeah. I love when Emma Thompson says...
We're going to want to have sex in every room,
even
including yours.
No, I like the
They
relationship
have a good
between
relationship.
Liam Neeson and Sam. What's Liam Neeson? I don't know their names.
Daniel?
Daniel, yes.
The confusing thing is in my notes, sometimes I wrote Colin Firth, but then Colin Frizzle.
Well, I had to write Colin and then Colin character in my notes.
I hate Uncle Jamie.
I don't think it's as sexist as this
No, they're reading too much
person
into
wanted
it.
to make it
Yeah.
for the point of their article.
Yeah.
I do think there are a couple of problematic things, but we might get back to that in endurance.
Yes. There's a
Um,
fair few problematic things. Which we'll
But
get to
point
in
off for the fat jokes, 1.5.
Okay.
Okay?
Lee, I will now give you the next 5 minutes to tell me when you cried in this movie.
Okay, write a 5 if you
I
haven't.
think I already
if you haven't already. Okay, so my eyes moistened when
At the start, when Hugh Grant started talking.
no,
Okay.
actually, 5 years ago, more moistening. But I know it so well now. This movie
Yeah.
that it didn't moisten as much. But at the wedding, not when we see Keira Knightley, when they're clearly best mates,
Okay.
moistening.
That's stupid.
I wrote the broness,
The broness.
of the
You
best man in
moistened
the
the
group.
broness.
Then
That sounds weird.
when I just wrote when Emma Thompson cries. I don't know for what.
At the listening to Joni Mitchell, at when she's,
Yes.
you know, when I reckon you would have cried or moistened as well.
You want to guess?
When she ran into Hugh Grant at
Yes.
the backstage, and then after the concert, when she inappropriately brings up the conversation after the school concert.
Not just after that when she switches from being
Oh.
sad wife to happy
Oh,
mum.
Dad's coming.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
fuck
was like,
Dad.
you know what I noticed for the first time at the end when, you know, it's like a month later
Yeah.
and they're all like coming home
And
on the
what
same flight. Even the Prime Minister is on the same flight as Billy Mack.
I wrote, as if the Prime Minister is coming out the same gate in a post 9/11 world.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's
Also-
like, you know, it's like, oh, how's things? Yeah, good. And she was just like, yep, let's go home. I'm like, oh, she's so sad to go home.
Well, I like that. That's well done.
Because the thing I don't like is that her and Laura Linney are just fucked.
There's
Like that's part of showing a different side of love.
what I like about it is that love actually comes in many other forms. So Richard Curtis by 2002/3 is known as a romantic comedy guy. 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, right? Just the top two off the top of my head. Quite possibly. But in this one, and I wrote the whole list, it's friend love of straight at the start, Karen and Daniel, Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
It's stepdad son love. It's husband wife love, Liam Neeson and the dead wife.
Yeah.
Stepdad stepson love. It's love that's not going to work.
Brother and
Carl-
sister thing.
Well, it's that brother and sister love. It's not going to work between Laura Linney and Carl.
Yep.
Love. It's newlywed love. It's best mate love. It's forbidden love.
The love of the Portuguese language.
It's doomed love. It's that kind of sibling love where she calls her a skinny moron, and then the father-daughter love where he calls her Miss Dunkin' Donuts 2003.
Proof that it was 2003.
It's new. It's the all different types of love, and that's what I like. That Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson is committed love.
Yeah.
And it's setting up this family love, and she's going to still try and make it work.
I think so.
And
they
she
would have
loves
gone to therapy.
She loves the kids.
Hopefully the slutty bitch assistant got fired.
Sack her. Should have sacked her ages ago.
She set that is not an appropriate workplace party.
No, I don't think Alan Rickman's workplace has a HR person.
No. And if someone's having HR conversations, it should not be Alan Rickman, judging by the conversation he had with Laura Linney.
Yes, but also then he says to me, that was good.
Yeah.
Then he says to Mia, then he says to Mia, when you're at the party, stay clear of this guy if you want your breasts unfondled. No, sack that guy.
Yeah.
Hire a HR
Anyway,
person.
insurance will come to that. Okay, when else did you cry? At the end, my tears moistened when the boy Sam comes back out from the thing and he just puts his finger up.
Oh, my eyes moistened as soon as they got to the freaking airport.
The music is like
oh,
so good
you
with
could just
the scene.
You could go.
You
back
could just play
to,
the music. Lee's eyes are moistening right now just thinking about it.
You could go back to Nosferatu, and when he's coming up the stairs into the guy's bedroom, which is the creepiest moment in the movie. If you played a Love Actually movie, I'd probably cry.
However it goes.
So what do I got? At the wedding?
Yep.
When Emma Thompson cries listening to Joni Mitchell?
Yep.
When Emma Thompson hugs Hugh?
Yep.
When Joanne points at Sam?
Oh, and then goes, you. How fucking rude is that though?
Yeah.
You.
No, because she's a performer.
And you.
No, she's a performer because she's saying you, really, for a long time, but then she's got to do her performance and say other people.
And you know his best bit of acting is that moment.
He's
the kid.
angry
when he's
drumming.
just like, oh my God, she's pointing him in. She's just like, oh, well, fuck this. I'm out.
Yep. When Emma Thompson turns from crying wife to happy mum.
Yep.
After. She shouldn't have brought it up then, you're right. When Sam calls Liam Neeson dad instead of Daniel.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. I only noticed it probably like 2 years ago. So after 15 watches.
Oh.
When the boy gets the girl. When Sam is running through the airport, when they see each other, he's like, oh, Jesus, I got to run.
A little bit emotion when Laura Linney's brother hugs Laura Linney.
Yeah, not
moistening,
though.
but like, oh.
But I full shed a tear when he comes out and puts his finger up, and then she comes back and she kisses him on the cheek. It's so cute.
And then they walk up, go, hi, hello. Oh, we should have kissed it. No, that's cool. In whatever accent Claudia Schiffer has.
And then when Aurelia says, my answer is
yes,
being
is being
yes.
my answer.
Yeah. I moistened up then. Speaking of that moment at the airport with Claudia Schiffer, anybody listening, if you get a date with a supermodel, don't make that date coffee at the airport. Shit, that's a shit date.
No, what it is I am batting way above my average and I'm taking you out in public where everybody can see that this is real. Because friends of mine will be there because everybody gets the same plane.
Yeah, and Mark the Creep.
There is one plane from America to England.
And Mark the Creep is there for some reason just hanging out with them.
I don't know how that story ends. Because he's like, enough. And I'm like, thank God, his storyline's done.
Enough of the love, but he's still best mates with Peter.
Enough
Why
of
are they
the
at
love.
The airport? Who comes home?
Jamie. Colin Firth is friends with Peter and Mark.
Oh, yeah, because he goes to
the wedding.
Yeah. Peter and Kira?
And Mark, yeah. Oh, well, Peter and Kira, and by association Mark, because he's just always hanging around.
Yeah, okay.
Because he has no life and no other friends.
True, and he still wants Keira Knightley.
It's a self-preservation thing.
He's a decent actor.
He's terrible. I'm like, okay. He has the worst storyline. Anyway.
True, 5 for crying.
Yeah. 5?
H
Okay.
for horny.
5.
I wrote this line. Colin Firth's girlfriend faking sick to get dick. That is 1 point straight away.
Come on, big boy. Does the at the end?
Also,
then
why does he get the... He should be arriving as soon as Jamie leaves. Not after the ceremony. He's just getting there.
but
I'm
you have
naked
to
and I
give
want
him-
you
You have to
twice
give him
before
a bit
Jamie
of
gets home.
time.
No, because the wedding is a deadline thing. It's a time.
Yeah, but also she wasn't. They
We're
weren't
not giving tips on cheating,
No,
actually.
they weren't counting on him coming back between wedding and reception.
That's true. He was just there to borrow some old CDs.
That didn't endure.
Colin character flirts with everyone.
Colin character is just horny.
His whole character arc is getting laid.
He's getting laid by American girls.
Well, anybody.
He does it quite well.
He even does that, even flirts with the...
Nancy.
She's not unattractive. The very grumpy looking Nancy.
I'm Nancy.
What have I seen her in? Anyway.
Game of Thrones. I don't know. Harry Potter.
Um,
Obviously the slut assistant bitch is.
Oh.
There were that's how I describe her in my notes. Slut assistant bitch. Totally inappropriate office behaviour, and when she's sitting there like a slut with her legs open.
I wrote in... Where did I write it? Somewhere I wrote the word slut. Anyway.
She literally
And she
dresses horny. She goes to the Christmas party with horns on her head to indicate horniness.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what would it? You know what? This scene. Obviously, he gives Joni Mitchell. He gives her the Joni Mitchell CD, which is kind of nice touch.
I wrote that. It's actually a very
The
thoughtful
only
gift.
reason it's bad is because she snooped. If she didn't snoop, she would have been like none the wiser.
But also...
She was already kind of cottoning on at the Christmas party.
But also, if he hadn't have bought a much better present for his secretary who he had sex with,
yeah.
then her snooping would have been okay.
The scene of her getting undressed is unnecessary.
Correct?
But, then they go to, and then they show her putting on the necklace.
Yes, also unnecessary.
Because at the end, when Prime Minister is
Yeah.
knocking on the doors, she's wearing the necklace.
But also,
It would have been better just to do that.
we know Alan Rickman bought a necklace. Yes. And
Yeah. Could we be quite correct? That wasn't great. That was
we
bad.
know he bought a necklace. We know he didn't give it to Emma Thompson. Who's he giving it to? Laura Linney? No.
No.
He's, Carl.
Carl. I'd give Carl a necklace.
He is by a country mile the best looking person in this movie.
Okay, I'm going to say this. If you called me,
Oh, no.
you're staying in the home. I don't,
No.
nah, fuck off.
If I-
I'm not answering that phone. I will throw my phone out the window.
If I called you, if I was...
Oh,
Oh, nostalgia. If I was in an institution and I called you and then you didn't answer and then you called me back later and you said, sorry, Carl came over, I'd be like, that's fine. Don't
That's
ever
fine.
call me again. If
Yeah.
Carl comes, put me on block.
Yep.
That's fine. Just text back Carl and I'll understand.
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
well,
that's
nowadays
not-
you can send an emoji
Send an emoji. a
representative
Carl
of
emoji.
Carl. It's purple and vegetable based. In case you didn't get it.
Just say eggplant.
Martin Freeman and Stacey from Gavin and Stacey are stand-ins for a sex scene. That's horny.
That takes 4 weeks to prepare for.
Yeah, but is it a sex
it a
scene from a
porn?
movie or a porn? Because then...
You don't say a porn. That's a Family Guy thing. Did you just say a porn? Yeah, because it's a very inappropriate scene with a priest. And it
okay.
goes, you don't say a porn, you say a porno or porn. And then the priest goes, have I been saying it wrong this whole time? And then he looks to the altar boys, and the altar boys are like, yeah. Like I said, a very inappropriate Family Guy scene.
Because between us have watched a lot of movies, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a normal movie? Because Martin Freeman says at one point he stood in for Brad Pitt on 7 Years in Tibet. That's
Yeah.
a major picture,
Yes.
right? And I've never produced any porn, but I don't know if they have stand-ins for it.
I don't think they do.
But also, have you ever seen a sex scene in a real movie where she is full on giving the head job? No movie
No?
sex scene has a scene like that.
No, not that I've seen.
And there's just some full on not sex.
I do like how kind of innocent and genuine their relationship is,
and how he says, "I don't mean to be too forward."
Yeah, while she's sitting on him.
Yeah, she's got
Head
legs
bumps her
either
boobs.
side of his ears.
He headbutted the boobs.
Oh, that was cute. And then, we've been a bit cagey about how you met. And they're like,
At work.
yeah, work.
What do you do for work? We stand in for actors doing
Speaking
sex
of
scenes.
Tim from The Office, I read an article about Jim from The Office, John Krasinski.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true it is or whether he's just being funny, but he said that his kids think he has a normal 9-to-5 job in an office because they know Emily Blunt is a movie star because they've seen Mary Poppins Returns. But they're not. They're taking their 6 and 8-year-old to see A Quiet Place or Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Yes, okay.
So people have come up to John Krasinski in the street and said, "Hey, it's you from The Office. It's great to see you." And then they've just said a quick hi, and then the other people have
So he
walked
thinks
away.
it's actual people
so
from
the
his
kids
actual
think
office.
they're people from The Office that their dad works at.
Oh, cool.
And they think Emily Blunt just married him out of pity.
Mm.
They're in a movie together. But anyway.
Who? Oh, yeah, The Quiet
Place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hanging around under the mistletoe, waiting to be kissed. Slut. Lots of dark
she's a
corners
5
for
on her
doing
own.
dark deeds.
She's a 5 on her own.
Yeah.
Colin is a 5 on his own.
Yeah, it's a 5 horny.
Yeah.
I called
it's
it.
almost a 10.
Called it.
Yeah.
This is top scorer for the year. I'm calling it again.
Well, it's also could be the longest episode of the year.
Also, what I wrote, there's the clarinet theme, right? Whenever someone says the word love, the clarinet, that was more a trumpet, but I can't do a clarinet. There needs to be a saxophone theme for horny. Because
That wasn't a saxophone.
at one point, Slut says something to Alan Rickman and the clarinet theme plays. And I go, that's not love.
They need a slide whistle. Hanging under the mistletoe. Or like a horn.
Yeah.
Like an actual horn. We can't even afford pajamas. Auga!
Yeah, that Colin does not deserve any clarinet, and neither does Mia.
Colin doesn't deserve those girls.
But he's got a cute British accent.
Over there, I'm like Prince William, but without the weird family.
But then, to come back to that again, Miss Dunkin' Donuts 2003 says to Aurelia, choose England, you can go there and meet Prince William and marry him instead.
You can't marry her. She's my best waitress.
Aurelia's attractive, but she's no Kate Middleton.
No.
Also, it was hard enough for Harry to marry Meghan Markle. Imagine if William had come home with a Portuguese waitress.
Yeah, that doesn't speak English.
Doesn't speak English and said, I want to marry this. Sorry. As much as I don't want Harry to be next in line, you're out.
Gosh. Alrighty. Yeah, we could go on.
It's
and
a
on
5.
about
The
the
Christmas
horniness.
Uncovered exposition. Sorry, they're not jokes. They're art.
He's a joke.
He's at his gallery. He lives in the gallery.
Oh, I am what I am. Weird Dido song. I don't like that bit of the movie.
Another horniness is the chicks in the Christmases All Around film clip.
Based
How they
on
go
yeah,
lick their lips.
lick
Oh. 5 for horny.
Yeah.
Anything we haven't said?
Gosh, we could go on. Carl is horny.
Correct. I for insults is in the Archie Q De Niro scale. Solid gold shitmeister. That's an insult to the song. Billy Mack insults the song the whole movie.
Buy my festering turd of an album and enjoy the particularly good moment in the 4th line where he's trying to squeeze a syllable.
Where we try to squeeze an extra syllable into the 4th line. Ouch. We've got small pricks. Can he even write on glass?
Yeah.
And then he writes about blue.
Yeah.
We've got small pricks.
What do you think of Natalie? Oh, the chubby girl.
Yeah.
What do we call her chubby? I think there's a fairly sizable arse there. Massive thighs.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. I hate Uncle Jamie.
His mate saying to Colin, "You're a lonely, ugly asshole." That's funny,
Yeah.
but the fat joke's not so funny.
No, because Colin's kind of ugly. You skinny moron.
skinny
Chubby,
moron.
my chub. What am I going to do? Hang out with my manager, Joe, ugliest man in the world.
And
Hang
I've
out
spent
with that
most of my
chubby
life with a chubby
employee.
employee. Ugliest man in the world. It's I don't know.
Like a 2.5.
I'm going to say
Or
a
a
3.
three?
Because they're funny as well as insults.
Yeah,
In a
2.5.
comedy, we
I'm
want
saying
things to be funny.
a 3, but I'm taking half off for the fat jokes. They are insults, but they're not necessary. And she's not fat.
No, she's not. She's a similar size
And
to
don't
Emma
call
Thompson.
her, don't call her plumpy.
It could be a cute little kid nickname, but that's not nice.
No. Her dad looked familiar.
Oh, Harry Potter.
But that's what I thought. You know when I hate Uncle Jamie?
And then they all say it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he leaves all the presents. Do you reckon his brother was at the family Christmas thing?
Also, if I was Jamie, would not have gone in the first place if the brother was going.
Yeah,
And
I
is the
don't know if
brother's new
brother was
girlfriend
there.
going?
Oh, God.
Because, let's be honest, it's 3-4 weeks before Christmas. They've probably planned for her to be there. So the mum could have been like...
Considering they lived together, they'd clearly been together for a while.
Yeah.
Because Jamie was like, "Oh, did the lady of the house let you in? Oh, she's a
Lovely, obliging girl.
Ooh.
Mm, she certainly is.
She
given
certainly
me-
opened up for him.
She's given me more than some CDs, that's for sure.
There was C and D. Yeah.
Wee.
Ooh, that's a bit much. All right. So 3 and a 2.5 for insults. Enclosure.
Mostly apartments and townhouses. No one lives in a house.
Except the Prime Minister.
That's true. But is his just really a big townhouse with offices in it?
It's quite a largeable...
It's quite a sizable house instead of our arse.
But does he...
He lives there.
He lives there. I would say a 2.
Do you want to give it a 2.1?
No,
2.10?
we're not opening that can of worms
All right,
to be
a
able
2.
to do that.
Because I'm also not sure about Laura Linney's apartment, whether there's other rooms or if it's just an entryway and then stairs up to a mezzanine bedroom.
Well, 1, she's never there. 2, it's quite neat for someone who's never home. Like, I was home 2 nights this week.
Yep.
My house is a mess.
Yeah, that's true. It's also the same room that Mia's scenes are shot in, clearly.
100%. Yes, it is.
Maybe they house share it. They're workmates, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe at their...
Also, with the whole Laura Linney, what's her name?
Don't know. Doesn't matter.
Carl and Sarah?
Sarah.
Her and Carl always work late.
Yep.
What workplace is this that they turn all the lights off, but just leave your lamp on?
Well, I think it's just to show that they're there late.
Good night, Carl. Whatever that reaction is.
But also...
Oh, you know what else I love
just
Laura
a tip,
Linney in?
Just a tip for women. Not that I'm qualified in this in
Don't
any
need
way.
to put the lipstick on, Laura.
Well, he's seen you every day for
Yep.
2 years,
Yep.
6 months, 3 days and 30 minutes.
Yep.
But suddenly putting
Yes.
makeup on...
Does everybody know? Yes.
Suddenly putting makeup on is not going to make him go, "Oh, yeah, she's hot."
Yeah.
Because he's seen you in all sorts of states, including stressed on the phone to your brother.
Yeah.
Women don't need as much makeup as you think. Men, stop demanding women wear makeup.
Men, be more like Carl.
Yes.
Just in every possible way.
Hotter and nicer.
And nicer.
He's a very gentleman because he gets to her door and he doesn't assume that he's staying,
I do love
but
that
they
scene.
kisses and he's like, "Well, I don't have to go." And he's not like,
Give
"I'm
me-
coming in."
Okay, just
because
quickly. And then
Colin would have just
Yeah.
worked his way in.
and gone, and then she jumps on the stairs. Okay, that's done.
Yeah, that's
just give me
done.
10 seconds.
And she just puts her coat over the chair of clothes.
Then they play that song. Like a desert. Isn't that a funeral song? No, they play.
Waiting for the rain.
They play The one other one that's played at like funerals and shit.
Is Nora Jones as they get to the apartment, and then it's Eva Cassidy's
Nora Jones
Songbird.
when they're dancing at the party.
The slow dance, terrible like 2 worst DJs of party
Do you
history.
reckon it's the same DJ?
No, well, maybe. This one's for all you lovers out there. There must be a few of you. I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you reckon
And a half.
the slut
Yep.
is friends with Creep?
Mark.
The slut is friends with the creep.
Correct.
And goes, oh, didn't you go to a wedding?
Recently.
Can you give me
Get
the
me
number
the
for the
DJ?
DJ? But then if you're Mark, wouldn't you go...
No, he was too busy watching Keira Knightley. He doesn't know they're terrible. But
But they had that
conversation.
conversation with Laura Linney.
And Laura Linney also saw that same DJ.
Yeah. And do they remember each other? Did they interact at the party? Hey, I met you at Peter and Juliet's wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, this DJ's better.
That would be a real conversation
Yeah.
that they would have.
Yeah.
But she's too fixated on Carl. Carl wasn't at Pete and Juliet's wedding.
We're a bit fixated on Carl. But also Emma Thompson, good wing
Yeah.
woman move at the party where they're
Great,
talking.
great.
And she's just like,
And then takes the drink.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then watches her husband have an affair.
Oh, cry.
Looking life
She's
at
a great
both
wife.
sides now. She's a great everything, Emma Thompson.
But my terrible DJ point was that it goes from Sugar Babes. No, actually, I made 2 points because Sam plays the drums. Boom, boom, boom. That goes into the Sugar Babes.
Yeah.
Right? Then that goes out into the street. Then the Sugar Babes is playing at the party, which is the same thing they do with the Bay City Rollers from Funeral to Wedding.
Yep.
Clever.
Great.
Well done, Richard.
Yep.
And or sound people. But then the DJ just like stops the Sugar Babes halfway through to a slow song.
Yeah. No, because in my mind, Emma Thompson went to the DJ and was like...
Slipped him a fiver.
Play a slow song.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But would she have? Because
No.
he's standing. Her husband is standing near the slut.
Yeah. I suppose it's his job to dance with everyone. No, it is definitely not.
Yeah, that's one of this other article about how sexist it was a couple of
Problematic.
excuses that Emma makes for Alan.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
What are we
Anyway,
up to?
we gave 2 for an enclosure because
Yeah.
they're apartments, townhouses. We're doing quotability.
Christmas is All Around Me is very quotable, as you will see on our TikTok when we play the video of us singing live with Wet, 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 but singing Billy Mac's words.
Yes.
So if you really love Christmas...
There was more than one lobster at the birth of Jesus.
I shouldn't be surprised. And a half.
8 is a lot of legs, David.
Britney Spears. Oh, no, I'm joking. She was rubbish.
Shit. Oh, I can't believe I said shit twice. Oh, you could have said fucking me. But oh, thank you, sir. I did have a premonition I was going to fuck it up on the first day.
Yes, I have, Ant or Deck.
Yes. Also, what fucking show is Ant and or Deck hosting?
It's Top of the Pops.
What low rent, cheap studio were they in?
Yeah, shit house. And he's got a big knob.
Here's a tip from your Uncle Billy. Don't buy drugs. Become a pop star and they give you them for free.
10 minutes at Elton John's and you're as gay as a maypole.
Should we give her friend the doll that looks like a transvestite, the doll that looks like a dominatrix?
Let's get pissed and watch porn.
Let's go get the shit kicked out of us by love.
Oh, yes, just in cases.
Oh. Good king
five.
wants us, let's look out.
With a snowy roundabout, deep and crisp and even.
The best part of that thing is Hugh Grant's reaction when
And
he's,
the girls
when he's just
dancing.
like, oh shit. And then the other best thing, and then the girls, and then in the credits it's got Good King Wenceslas, traditional, performed by Hugh Grant and whatever he's saying. For me, the quotability is a 4.
For me, it's a 4.5. I say these lines a lot. I actually say just in cases instead of just in case sometimes. The soundtrack's very good.
The soundtrack is very good.
The Trouble with Love is a good credits song. Well done, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly
Talk show
nailed it.
host Kelly Clarkson. Anything else that I didn't say? Oh, Emma Thompson says about Joni Mitchell to Alan Rickman, true love lasts a lifetime. Are they true love? Is that why she stays?
Yes, I did think that at the end.
8 is a lot of legs, David. One thing I don't get about that thing is he's got
Where they're
he
in
plans.
we're in the car with the lobster, the
Octopus. Yep. We're here. What I don't get about that scene is he's going to knock on every door, right? But then when he gets to Mia's house and she says she's next door, he's so like shocked and surprised and relieved.
Yeah.
That's the next door you're going to knock on anyway.
Yeah, but then he's like, oh shit, it's happening.
Oh, that's
But is he
true.
thinking about that every time he knocks on a door? You're not who I think you are. Yes, nice necklace.
Yeah, nice necklace, yes. Like you could have ruined my sister's marriage.
Oh, I just got that connection.
Me too, as I said it.
Oh, I do. The writing is very good with the connections. We'll save that maybe for entirety.
You know what I also realised was a good thing? All of the schools coming together and performing at another school means that when Hugh Grant gets there, he doesn't know it's Emma Thompson's kids' school.
I did think that as well.
But then I also thought, I don't know what school my nieces go to. I know the suburb that it's
true.
in, but I could go to every primary school in that suburb and not know which one's theirs.
Yep.
But interestingly, I know which high school I think they want to go to because my friend teaches there.
Oh, right. I don't know.
When the snow lay round about. That's also one of my favourite Christmas jokes.
Oh,
How does good King Wenceslas like his pizza?
Oh,
Deep pan, crisp and even.
Ice lollies. So the D for De Niro,
For the listeners that aren't our family,
which is no one.
we
Oh, God, this is going to be a long episode.
Well, we love dad jokes, so we love the Christmas crackers.
Yeah.
And there's one that we haven't been able to get. It's dated because the joke said Eskimos. What do Inuits use as currency? And the answer is ice lollies. We
still don't know. We can't work it out. There are 4 generations of this family now that have read that joke, and none of us get it.
Doesn't sound enough like dollars.
Well, I thought it was a drugs reference, like ice.
What, they're doing meth?
They're doing meth.
The ice would be good in the north.
Could sell ice to an Eskimo
North
with
of the
addiction.
wall, if you're Walter White.
You know who died? You know who died north of the wall?
Oh,
Brody.
Sam,
what's his
the drummer.
fuck, yeah, got eaten by zombies.
Best drummer learns the fucking
the
a Mariah Carey song in a week and a half.
The kid learnt drums for the thing in real life.
Yeah, because
his miming is good.
His miming's much better than the kid playing trumpet in his school band. And the guy playing trumpet at the wedding.
And the dancing.
It's such a primary school thing that's like, we've got to include every kid.
Yeah.
Like the
What
teacher,
do you want to be? A penguin. Done.
Like the teacher says in Love, Simon. When I was told every kid had to be in this play regardless of talent, I had my doubts. That's what a primary school concert is. And
I love that there's like 2 Marys.
2 Marys.
2 Jesuses.
That whale is fucking huge.
That whale, well done.
Stop whinging about 8 legs, because that whale mum has outdone you. Brendan Fraser in that whale, by the way.
There's a one of the kids has a sheep costume.
There's penguins.
And it is very good.
Yeah, but then there's also just like, I think the mum drew a lamb face on a cardboard and cut it out and ribboned it to a kid's face.
I think that was like the dad's job.
Yeah.
On the weekend that he had shared custody or something. It was like that thing in The Simpsons where Homer helps Lisa with the state thing, and he just puts a mattress on,
and
makes it Floretta, and puts an orange there.
Or it could have been like me when I told Mum and Dad the night before it was due that I had to do a diorama about the potato famine in Ireland.
Oh.
And so I just put some dirt, and we just happened to have some potatoes growing out of the compost heap. So I got an ice cream container and put potato leaves in one half of the ice cream container, but not in the other. And then in one side there were Lego men standing up, and then the other side they were lying down because they were dead. Sorry, Mrs. Lacey, if you're listening.
Oh, God.
I can understand why you did not grade that one particularly highly.
I don't remember dioramas. Like, I remember having to make dioramas.
Do you remember?
But I don't remember making a diorama on anything.
Do you remember The Simpsons diorama-rama?
The diorama-rama? Yeah.
Yeah, and then what are you going to be? Oh, these kids want to do hip-hop dancing. Like, okay, they can do hip-hop dancing while she sings. These kids are in the choir. These kids are in the band. Sam all of a sudden knows how to play the drums.
No, because his mum just died. His mum can't help him make a penguin or a lobster or a starfish.
true.
He was meant to be the starfish.
Oh, there's only one starfish at the birth of Jesus.
That's the star they followed.
If that was my kid, if it was my kid, I would have got my kid to go as Brian.
I've got my kid to another school.
Brian from down the road at the birth of Jesus.
My kid would be in the choir.
I wonder if the person in our last episode about Miracle on 34th Street who said the Nativity was the best story was thinking about this Nativity story.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
More aquatic life. It's not near water, Bethlehem.
Neither's Agrabah, but they had fresh fish.
Yeah, true. Neither's London, except for the river. That is shown in a lot of shots.
It's not near water, but there's a river running through it.
Richard Curtis does not give us any chance to think this movie is not in London.
Yeah, what can we do? Okay, you sit here, get the cathedral in the background. Great, we got that one.
All right, we're going to walk that way.
Do that bridge that everyone loves.
Yep, walk past there. We're going to make sure I get the London Eye in the background.
Yeah.
It's not like we're in England. We're in London.
We're in London.
Drink.
Wow.
Let's move on.
Nothing.
I didn't see a Coke or a Pepsi.
Neither did I.
Even in the American bar, I was looking for a Coke sign.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I saw one there even.
No. I saw a Chicago Bulls thing or a Cubs thing. No,
even though it's in Wisconsin.
That might be a zero.
Yeah, only zero.
So far.
That's an easy one to get zero for. I thought when we talked last week about Miracle on 34th Street, we needed to pick something more modern because it might have Coke or Pepsi. I thought this might have it.
No, there's no product placement. It's because it's British.
Lots of tea. Budweiser, king of beers.
Yeah.
Look up, Budweiser might be owned by Coke. Budweiser, king of beers. Yeah, lots of tea and chocolate biscuits. Very good point that his new assistant gives him the boring biscuits without the chocolate. So obviously she voted for the other guy.
Budweiser is an American-style pale lager.
Should go Budweiser ownership.
Budweiser.
Like the desert.
No, I think it's its own thing.
Waiting for the rain.
It's its own company.
Well, it's a zero for drink then.
Budweiser now owned by Nigerian conglomerate.
Oh, okay.
Anheuser-Busch. All right, Endurance, great. People still watch it. Yes, it still holds up, but
Special effects are good.
there aren't none.
I know.
Problematicness. Oh, Alan Rickman is a terrible boss. Should be fired.
Yes, the fact that there's no HR department in there, assuming a charity, is not good. But there could still be that. I've worked at places 2016, 2017 where sexual harassment was very common, unfortunately.
No comment.
Yeah. I wasn't doing it.
No. Look, the quote saying that America is the most powerful country in the world, I don't know how that aged that.
Well, China
that's
wasn't
true anymore.
China wasn't the way China is now.
And also giving someone a CD as a gift.
Yeah, and being the one person that has video of a wedding.
Yeah. When was the last time you reckon you gave someone a CD as a gift?
2002.
Was it the Callers Talk on Corners album?
Probably. Could have been Hit Machine 25.
Oh, that was good, 1999. That had some bangers on it.
There's also talk of Colin Firth's character being problematic.
Because he doesn't speak to her.
No, and she's kind of the servant.
Well, you know, okay, so Hugh Grant is not a good Prime Minister. I'm just going to say it.
He's terribly undiplomatic.
Yes, and unprofessional. He's like, no, we're going to be nice to the Americans because we need them. Oh, but he kind of hit on the girl that works for me that I've got a crush on.
That I shouldn't be making any moves on.
I'm going to completely flip on this without telling anybody and put the whole country at jeopardy.
The whole country, but also the whole, like, allyship.
Yeah.
Because we're caught up in that. If England and USA start having a go at each other, what the fuck do we do?
I tell you what, we better fucking hope.
Us and Jacinda Ardern, we're fucked. Well, we got Jacinda, so we're probably
got
not
Jacinda,
fucked.
yeah.
But, like,
No, we're done. Who do we pick?
China. We have to pick China or we're done.
Yeah.
We're not political people.
Yeah, let's move on.
But I get it in the point of making the point, but it's a very big backflip.
Yes, I don't like
you can
it.
do a bit of a backflip, but not a huge press conference backflip.
David Beckham's left foot. David Beckham's right foot, for that matter.
Yeah, other way around.
We are a small country,
Yes.
but a great one. Well, considering America, you know, they went from you to there, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, what?
It's like that they're not as big of a country as America.
Sizically, they aren't.
Yeah, but like you've been around for longer.
That's true.
Well, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. The
As
colonization.
the nation state
Yes,
of
yeah.
America.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
it's a weird sentence. I don't really like it. Shakespeare. What was the other thing he says? The Beatles.
Yeah. The thing of Mark chasing Kira, one of these articles I read that said it was problematic because he's saying that stuff to her on the cards. Incidentally, if your carol singer's doing The Neighbourhood and you sound as good as what he played on that CD player, I'm giving you $100.
Oh, go to Britain's Got Talent.
That's like Susan Boyle level Silent Night on
And they're
the street.
pretty good carolers considering they can have like, you know, music.
Music background, but also fade out as they walk up the street.
Yeah, enough.
And also crossfade into Norah Jones.
He doesn't chase, for me, he doesn't chase Keira Knightley. He just creepily stares at her
So-
until it's revealed. Then he's like, I'll shoot my shot.
The
But
prob-
not
No, but he's
expect
not
anything
shooting
out
her
of it.
shot.
He's just playing, I will be honest, thank you, good night.
Because it's Christmas and that's when you're honest. Not true. The problematicness is more him creepily filming her at the wedding.
Yes.
Right? That's an issue. When he gets found out...
Quite pretty.
Yeah, I said to Shane, I said, come on, Kira, as if you didn't already know you were pretty. Like,
Yeah.
you're Kira Knightley.
You're Keira fucking Knightley.
And him just filming and staring at her at the wedding issue.
Yep.
Him getting found out that he loves her and then explaining it
Yep.
in a way that his best mate doesn't find out, by the way, which is good.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm fine with that.
okay with that, because he does say-
he's just a weird creep.
Without the hope candle and the Advent or agenda,
Yep.
which is not an Advent candle,
Yep.
without hope or agenda that I love you and that's it.
Yeah. I'm not expecting you to run away with me.
I'm not actually making a move. I'm just explaining to you why I have a video of you in a wedding dress next to my TV at home.
But not pas. Wait, how do you do? There's like a technique to do a Keira Knightley.
Oh, there was a whole TikTok of a woman gives tips
Yeah.
on how to sound. She's very good.
You kind of talk.
And
through
she
the
does it
teeth.
like stage by stage.
I look quite pretty.
I look quite pretty. She is quite pretty. So I don't find his card Bob Dylan thing quite as problematic
No.
as someone else.
I find Alan Rickman and the slut problematic. I
don't find that problematic. I find that bad. The fact that there's no HR department at his work is problematic.
But the fact that she's like, are you going to get me something?
That's bad. I don't think it's
And then after
problematic
he leaves,
like should
and
be
then
cancelled.
and then calls her like, well, you're going to get me something.
Yeah, he's just a bad person.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
different to
dick.
problematic.
He's a dick.
The
He's worse. He's more of a villain in this than he is in Harry Potter. And he's an actual villain.
Spoilers, he killed Dumbledore.
But he kind of gets redemption.
You know what, though? It's worse that he breaks Emma Thompson's heart than kills Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Sorry, any other millennial that's listening. Gen Xers love the Harry Potter.
Gen Xers and Gen Millennials and
True.
What's the one after Millennials? Gen Zs. Gen Y.
Sorry to anyone who's in the middle of a BuzzFeed quiz for what Harry Potter house you're in.
Yeah. You're in Hufflepuff. Get over it.
You're not, because you're not actually a wizard.
Hufflepuffs are gay. That's the Hufflepuff's the gay house, yeah?
It's the gay...
Ravenclaws are nerds. Hufflepuffs are
and-
wuss. Slytherins are baddies. Gryffindor's great.
Hufflepuff are friendly.
Hufflepuff
are the friendly
wuss.
food eating house.
Anyway, we'll do Harry Potter at some point. I will say
the one that is surprisingly not problematic, I think, is between Hugh Grant and Natalie. I actually think, considering it's a significant position of power...
Yep. Well, what he does right is go, I can't do this.
Yep.
Get rid of her.
What this article that I read said, he did wrong by firing her.
No.
The other option is to be Alan Rickman, who you said earlier in the article you didn't like either.
Yeah.
So, if it's not good to fire someone, he doesn't fire, he redistributes. So she's still working for the British government. She's just not working at 10 Downing Street.
Yeah, she's working at the Treasury.
Because also, if you're the Prime Minister, you don't want a distraction. If you're Harry, Alan Rickman... You can kind of go, well, just fucking deal with it, mate. Because what are you doing? You're the boss of 20 people. Who cares? Deal with it. And don't root around on your wife. But if you're the Prime Minister, you don't want distractions in your office.
No, especially a new Prime Minister.
Yeah. Who's single.
Yeah. Well, he's one of those married to the job tights.
Yeah.
Or either that or gay
as a picnic basket. And he's neither. So that was actually done reasonably well.
Yeah. I think so as well.
The thing that didn't endure was that I said it, only one person has video of the wedding.
Yeah, well, yeah.
In 2022-3, if you're...
Everybody has a something.
Yeah.
And they've already posted it on 14 different socials.
Although people are saying more at weddings now,
My friend did that.
Don't video the ceremony, particularly if they've got a videographer.
Yeah.
Don't video the ceremony
It gets in the way.
Don't post anything on the socials until we do.
Yeah.
Or you get the ones that are as you walk into the ceremony, there's a huge stand that has the hashtag for the wedding on it.
Yes. I won't have a videographer.
I kind of wish I did.
Mine would... Well, I just wish you had a better photographer.
She was good. She just had a moody moment.
Anyway,
the photos she took were great. The reason I would have liked to have had a videographer is because of all that music stuff as we walked in.
I would have loved those TikToks I've seen now where it's like, hi, I'm Brett. I'm the best man. This is my first drink. And then it's like, hi, I'm Brett. This is my last drink.
We all would have lost count before we got to the reception. Because when
I was going to name drop someone, but I don't want to make her look bad.
When my ceremony finished, there appeared, popped up out of the grass,
champagne.
Waitresses with champagne.
Yeah, it was great.
And then we took
I hadn't eaten all day. It was fantastic.
We took an esky on the bus for photos, and then we had drinks. Anyway.
And then I got told off by your husband and his best man. They were drinking whiskey. I'm like, got anything to mix it with? And they were like, shame on you.
Well, yeah, because it was... That wedding...
I'm just looking after myself.
That whiskey cost almost as much as
I have to do a speech later that is trying to be better than yours. It's not going to happen.
There were some ripper speeches. That's also why I would have liked a videographer. Anyway.
Endurance. I'm going to give Endurance a 3.
I'm going to give it a 3.75.
Right.
I think it's okay.
There are bits that are bad.
I know I'm not a woman, so I can't really comment on the sexistness of it.
Yep.
but I certainly don't think it's as bad as this article that I read.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia for Kelly Clarkson. When I watch this, I'm like, I need to listen to more Kelly Clarkson.
Massive 3310 nostalgia. Nokia. Yep. And everyone's playing Band to Me.
And Snake.
Alan Rickman, if you just pulled out the 3310 and played a game of Snake instead of calling Mia, crisis averted.
Tell you what.
We have a real Bantumi in this house.
What's a band to me?
You know the game is band, and you moved the beans along, and there was there were the circles and the beans, and you move the beans as many spots as there were beans in the circle.
Nah.
I'll show you because we've got a real live version of it.
Okay.
Okay, it's carved out of wood.
So I was thinking nostalgia. I don't know if I have that much nostalgia for this movie. I have more of a memory of it recently.
I remember,
not like as a kid, nostalgia.
I remember watching it in our old big house.
And
I remember Kelly Clarkson.
I do.
The Trouble with Love is.
Trouble with Love
is.
Track 8. No, I just make that up.
Track
9 on her Breakaway album.
Third last.
No, not
on the
Breakaway.
soundtrack. It's the second
first
album.
one.
First
The
album?
first album.
Whatever.
Thankful.
Nostalgia, I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause I
thinking
have
a
nostalgia.
2.5.
And the VCR and the Nokia 3310
I think I have a bit of nostalgia
bring
for
back
Carl.
the memory. Some joke about Carl's endurance.
Carl's endurance. Well, I'll turn my phone on silent, Carl. Just let me know.
Wonder how Carl
I'll put on
looks,
Do Not Disturb.
Wonder how Carl looks 19 years later.
Probably good.
If your phone was
Google
that
him later.
ringtone, he'd have a little bit PTSD.
He'll go, whoop.
Yep, I was trying to think of the words of that. Impact is the eye of De Niro. I'm changing this eye to iconic.
You can't.
No, I know I can't. But the impact of this is its iconicness.
It is very iconic. The impact is everybody watches it every Christmas.
Yeah. 4. Although
Did
impact,
it help kind of keep the popularity of Mariah Carey alive?
Yeah, I reckon.
Do you reckon it was like a dip, then this movie came out and she went up again, and now it's just this running gag that every Christmas she makes millions of dollars off this song? She never has to do anything for the rest of her life.
You know what?
And she will make millions of dollars a year.
Everyone takes the piss out of it. I love it.
It's a fucking great song.
It is a banger.
It is the greatest Christmas song ever written. Sorry, Silent Night.
Oh, what about Jose Feliciano?
Well, no. It's not the greatest Christmas song ever written. I'm just saying that.
Deep
Clickbait.
and crisp and even.
Clickbait.
Well, someone's got to write the articles. If you're a writer out there, you want to write our
I'll
clickbait
write
articles.
headlines, but not articles.
Yeah. We just
Two
say
Drink Cinema. Mariah Carey is the greatest Christmas song ever written.
Yeah. That's right. She's very good at singing it too, Joanne. It gave us the movies New Year's Day and Valentine's Day, even though they were a few years later.
It was like we were saying when we tried to sit through the first half an hour of Bad Mums the other day.
Yes, Bridesmaids.
We were like, Bridesmaids, then they were like, wait, people want to watch a movie about women doing what the men usually do? We should write 8 more of these kinds of movies.
Which was actually incorrect. People wanted to watch Bridesmaids because it was a really good movie.
People wanted to watch Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy and Maya Rudolph be hilarious.
Yeah, because also people didn't want to watch Hangover 2 and 3.
No.
Because they weren't as good.
Speaking
I haven't
of
seen any of
problematic
them.
movies. You haven't seen the first one even?
No.
I've seen the first one.
You know I have that thing where it's like you have to watch, and so I don't watch it.
That's why I have still never watched White Chicks.
Yeah, I won't either.
I can keep naming problematic movies if you want.
Yes. Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps. I have seen that, actually. I don't know if that's problematic.
Impact, what did you say?
3.75.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 3. I think
so many
it helped,
people, everyone watches it every year.
and it
but that
helps.
also is in rewatchability.
I think it helped. Do you think this is the most iconic Hugh Grant movie?
4 weddings.
Like
Notting
if
Hill.
you go, oh fuck yeah, all right.
Yeah, Notting Hill.
If you were to go around to people and say, name a Hugh Grant movie,
Yep. Notting Hill.
you reckon most people would say Notting Hill?
Yeah.
I would probably say this. Probably
Yeah.
depends on the age. Like the younger audience would say,
The Gentleman.
yeah, God no.
There's another one coming out, right, that he's in, that he plays another gangstery type person.
Yeah.
And we saw the trailer.
Oh yes, we
Yeah.
did.
And I want to watch everything in that movie except Jason Statham.
Yeah, where there will be women that go to that to watch everything in the movie. No, to watch nothing in the movie but Jason Statham.
But, it seems like a great movie, but I just, there actually wasn't even that much Jason Statham in the trailer.
But also, was that the one? Oh, no, it was the other one with that Sally Hawkins woman in it that explained the whole movie in the trailer. So now I don't need to see it.
Yeah, it gave us
I'm
the
going to
happy
find
ending.
Richard's bones, and then she found Richard's bones.
Yeah.
That's not
Yes,
a
based on a
euphemism.
true story. But if you haven't read the true story and you're going to the movie, which is why they make movies of true stories,
Yeah.
because not everyone's written the book or read the article or whatever.
I don't know how Freddie Mercury died. That's why I watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. I didn't know that Anya Taylor-Joy won at chess.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I've run out.
Elton
I
John
didn't know
almost
Elton John
drowned
is
in a
still
pool.
alive.
I didn't know Whitney sung all those good songs. That's our Boxing Day sorted.
Yeah, I'll see it.
Yeah, we'll see it.
So I'm giving Impact a 3 and you're giving it a 3.75.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I also think it brought
actually more
people
for Impact.
It brought people like Colin Firth and to a bigger audience. I think before this,
I
Colin
think
Firth was like Pride and Prejudice.
He was Pride and Prejudice and Bridget Jones.
Yeah, but he was bigger, I think, even
Made
after
him more
this movie,
international.
internationally.
I would say 10 times that for Bill Nye.
I was going to say, I think I
Nobody
discovered Bill
really-
Nye from this
yeah.
movie.
And I think this is his most iconic role. You go this, or people would say Pirates.
Of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 is a lot of legs, David.
He knows,
Of
Davy
course,
Jones.
the memes.
Oh, the memes.
Creepy with the card, that's
Yep.
always memes. Kira and the kid, they're only 5 years apart. Ugh. Fucking hell. And
He's
then
so little.
and then the meme that's always like 20 years later, and I'm still annoyed that Alan Rickman gave the necklace to that woman.
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
And Family Guy references.
So you're upping it.
They reference there's an episode called Love Black Julie.
Oh.
Probably not a great thing. And then there's another one where Peter thinks he can fight Liam Neeson, and Liam Neeson is in the show.
Okay, yep.
And they're all like egging him on and like, this is bad, blah, blah, blah. And one of them's like, you have the second worst storyline in Love Actually. Which is,
Speaking of, he calls Claudia Schiffer's character Karen instead of Carol. Does he love Emma Thompson?
no,
Oh.
because she's mean to him.
She's not mean to him. She's an honest friend.
She goes, stop crying. Nobody's going to want to sleep with you if you cry all the
Yeah,
time.
that didn't age well because
No.
men are allowed to cry these days.
Yeah, probably don't call him a sissy.
Yeah. That might be his kink.
Ooh.
Um,
And there's some scene with the Rupert, the teddy bear, buys. They spoof the whole buying the CD and the necklace. With
Oh,
the
okay.
Teddy bear buys
Yep.
it for Stewie, and he's like, "Who did he buy the necklace for?" Anyway, that was a good thing. And the Jump for My Love song.
I don't know why that's in twice. Yeah.
For my love. To this day, if I hear that song, I immediately think of Hugh Grant dancing down the stairs.
Yeah, the soundtrack is Impact
Yeah.
because Norah Jones,
Fine, I'll give it a 3.5.
Eva Cassidy, Songbird.
Dido. Ugh.
What's wrong with that Dido
No,
song?
I just don't like that scene. Because he's like leaving. Okay, in case you haven't worked out, I don't like his character.
Yeah. I don't think he's meant to be likable.
It's just, how do we show a different kind of love?
A forbidden love that isn't Romeo and Juliet.
Unrequited love.
The unrequited is a better word.
The rest of it's all requited.
Yes.
And I want to know.
Except Colin
I'll save
and Nancy.
I'll save it for the overall.
Okay. Rewatchability,
Nancy.
5.
5.
Yeah. Everyone watches it every year.
I'm going to give it a 4.
I could have
Oh,
I could have filled out this spreadsheet without watching the movie.
Why would I not give it a 5?
Give it a 5 then.
I'll give it a 4.5. Only because, the emotion of it wears off.
That's true. My eyes did moisten
Rowan
less.
Atkinson is annoying.
Apparently, Alan Rickman hated that scene
I hate that scene.
because
Rowan
Atkinson would do like these huge, big, long improv things
Yep.
and do it,
He's the British Robin Williams.
but then like want to do another one and do another one, and each one would get longer and different and longer again.
Is that why he
and-
says, can we be quite quick 4 times?
Well, that's why, like, the frustration that Alan Rickman's character has is the actual frustration of Alan Rickman, because in an interview with Richard Curtis, he said at one point, Rowan Atkinson did a 12-minute take of it. It's like a 1.5 minute scene. So can you imagine, like, 12 minutes of Robin Williams just drawing that out?
The fleshest, Rowan Atkinson, in the fleshest of fleshes.
No bloody Holly. So yeah, 5.
What
for
else you got to do?
rewatchability.
You got to dip it in yogurt. 5 for rewatchability. I'm giving it a 4.5.
Overall,
Look, it's very British
oh, so British.
and very well written. And
Yes.
directed.
And
And
directed.
the music's good.
Soundtrack's
And it's
good.
funny and you laugh and you cry.
All 3.
And the clever writing with the funny with Jamie and Aurelia. They don't talk, but you can see the connection of what
Yes.
they're saying.
They're saying
but
it's
neither
the
of them
same.
understand.
That's
Like,
how they
watch
fall
out
in
for
love.
the eels.
That's how they fall in love, because even though
This
they
shit
don't,
better be good. It's not good.
it's not bloody Shakespeare.
It's
I
not
don't wanna-
bloody Shakespeare.
Is that in insults? I don't want to do all this for something my grandmother could have written.
True.
I found a couple of if we come up with a new scale, I want to make one of the E's for extras.
Oh, God.
Extras fail number 1.
Archie, Q De Niro.
Extras fail number 1. At the wedding,
Yep.
only 4 people show emotion. At the funeral,
Oh, at the funeral.
only 4 people show emotion.
What? Yeah, Emma
Liam
Thompson.
Neeson, Emma Thompson, and presumably her parents.
And the kid.
And Sam, right?
Yeah.
There's a church full of extras. Tear. Even just if there's no tears, wipe your eye, blow your nose, look sad. They
Yeah.
all just look bored.
I mean,
Extras fail.
funerals are boring.
Nah, not when the Bay City Rollers are on.
Yeah.
Extras win.
The Dido scene.
Yes, when that guy reacts with his shopping bags, which is what criticism we had of the extras in the Birdcage,
Yeah.
that they didn't react enough to Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
Extras fail. What did I write?
Everybody at the airport.
When the cops are chasing Sam around that corner,
Yeah.
a man fully throws himself in the wall to get away from the cops before they even turn the corner.
I reckon it was about the 8th take, and he's like, I'm scared. I'm scared.
I reckon maybe the take before he actually got hit by the cop.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to get out of the way. But that's the take that made it in. So that's 3 extra moments.
Oh,
I was crying.
That's a violin. Anybody wondering on YouTube what I'm doing with my hand?
Friend love, I wrote it. Friend love, family love, parent/step-parent love, married love, new love, young love, horny love, unsuccessful love, which I should have written unrequited love.
No. Unrequited love is Kira and Creep. Unsuccessful love is Carl and Sarah.
correct.
I want to know if they ended up hooking up later. Was it
No.
just like a one shot and you're out?
No, he's just like, well, no. You...
Wait till the brother...
No, because I think it's a... And that's why there's the shot of the Christmas with him. Is because, as Billy Mack says at the start, Christmas is about the time with the ones you love. And so her choice is him.
Her choice is
Because
him.
Carl is foreign, so he's got no family here, obviously. And so Laura Linney also doesn't have any family here, but she goes and spends it with the brother.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I thought of whose storylines is the best.
Can I say a couple of things I didn't believe?
Did you not believe that Christmas was actually all around?
No, Christmas is all around, and if you walk around the streets now, you see it in Melbourne even. I cannot believe the learning
Except candy
capabilities of
canes.
these characters.
Okay.
Colin Firth learns Portuguese in a week.
Yep.
Sam learns the drums in a week.
Okay. Colin Firth learns Portuguese badly
Yeah,
in a
but
week.
no, even to be able to say, sometimes I see things with transparency is a lot to learn in a week.
Yeah, okay. But playing devil's advocate,
Okay.
Sam is learning one song on the drums and playing non-stop for a week. So he doesn't have to learn the drums.
Okay, yeah, that's
He has
true.
to learn how to play
Yep,
All I Want
right.
for Christmas Is You on the drums.
And it is a fairly simple song.
Colin Firth doesn't have to learn Portuguese. He has to write a speech and translate it in Google Translate.
That might not have existed in 2002.
But also,
he
why
does go to the
Portuguese? It's such an ugly language.
he does go to the School of Languages,
And also, is that really how you run a school for languages?
Yeah.
Just everybody sitting around going like,
learning different
I
languages.
have a stomach ache. I think it was the prawns.
Donde estaba biblioteca? Spanish.
Yeah.
Which
Which is not Portuguese, is
not Spanish, not even close
the lady
to Spanish.
at the thing and she speaks French. She goes, Aurelia, doesn't speak French, much like you.
She's funny. And what is that? Turkish?
Oh, I'm so glad he took 8 kilos of garlic home with him.
I couldn't work that out. I like, as an Australian, taking any food on an international flight,
Yeah.
like, how is he flying home with garlic? He's like, big family. It's a tradition that I bring home food from the continent.
He drove, though.
Still going international.
I know, but it's, yeah.
If you drove from Australia to China, you'd be getting checked. Especially if border security TV shows anything to go by. If
Yeah.
you're coming from China, you're getting your bags checked.
Yeah. That's not racist. That's more a comment on the TV show.
That's true.
Can
Can I give a tip to... I think the last thing you do is rank those things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to say a couple of things. Mark shouldn't have just gone with Peter and Kira to the airport. Loser.
No, it was just so everybody
I know.
in the main thing could be there.
Also, if
Yeah.
anybody listening makes TikToks, right? When I make our reels and TikToks, I put a little bit of effort into this side of things. I watch a lot of reels and TikToks,
Yeah.
and so often the subtitles ruin the punchline. Right?
Yes.
The point of having subtitles is people don't listen to videos with sound on their phone.
Yep.
So if you have a punchline, the last couple of words in the sentence is the punchline. Put that up as its own subtitle. Don't put that up before something else happens because it ruins the joke. Take a tip from the subtitlers of Love Actually. Because that, where he's saying the bad English,
Yes.
that is so well timed. Like, it's subtitles with actual comic timing.
Yeah.
Like
he's
I
going to
want
sell
to-
her
I
as a
want to
slave to an
marry you.
American.
yeah, and then
Cool.
the words that Colin Firth says wrong come up as their own subtitle card.
Yeah.
So we just see them and they're funny, but we can read before that the thing that he's trying to say.
Yes.
Take note, TikTokers.
Yeah, TikTokers.
Also, as well as him being a badly diplomatic prime minister, his security shithouse.
Yeah, can you just be like, don't wait up. I'm going to Womford, the dodgy
The dodgy end, just with one police car
Sting my copper.
and his copper. But also,
I wouldn't fight copper.
no, but if you were terrorists, it's 2003.
That's
Right?
true. Yeah.
You would be watching the Prime Minister and you would know that he's just in two cars in a dodgy part of a suburb.
And also, it's London and they're, paps.
yeah. But also, she fully just runs past all of his security at the airport.
Yeah. The security at the airport is awful.
Awful.
Also, why is the gate of the flight to America the emergency exit?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's put there by
Gate 36, emergency exit.
put there by the Puritans.
/ boarding to America.
It's put there by the Puritans. We needed to get out of England and get to America.
Oh, he's a cute kid. Even got ugly eyes. They're like dark. They're like black eyes.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's once he went over the wall.
Yep.
Is that what happens? Is he in that thing where the guys go to the wall and fight? Is he one of them?
No, he's dead. No, he's a thing, and he goes beyond the wall just to meet Bran.
Yeah, but is
Stark,
he in that
who's-
Night's Watch
he's
thing?
no.
Okay. He just wants to meet Bran.
He needs
who
to
no
meet
one
Bran because
is
that's
happy
his
to be
destiny
king.
to help Bran to go be the three-eyed raven.
Oh, okay.
We don't have enough time.
I've read the first
I
book.
still don't fully understand
I've read the
it.
first book. If you can link it to the first book, I'll get it.
No, that he comes up in about season 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
All right,
so
Brett's done some rankings.
the worst storyline in the movie.
Okay. Mark.
Creep. Is he the creep?
Mark the creep.
He's a creep. He's a weirdo.
Yep.
He doesn't belong here. The 8th best. I did 9. I don't know if there's 9.
There's 9 on the poster.
The second worst
Yep.
is Colin Frizzle, not Firth.
He's funny,
But
but in terms
just
of love,
the comic
he
relief.
doesn't deserve any clarinet.
Then Laura Linney.
Yeah. Well, yes. It's not a bad one,
It's
but
just
compared
not as
to
good.
the others.
Yep. Then is it John and Judy?
Yes, but your friends call me Jack.
Yep. Them.
I'm just Judy. She's Welsh.
Then I'm changing this up in my mind now. Then it's Hugh Grant and what's her face.
Yep. In 5th.
Then in 3rd is the kid.
It was the most tears for me.
Yep.
It's number 2 for me.
Then Emma Thompson and just Emma Thompson's story.
Yep.
Fuck
yep.
Alan Rickman. Don't give a shit about him.
Yes, okay.
Then Colin Firth.
Yep.
Then Bill Nye.
Okay, I'm going to go from the top down. Sam and Joanne.
The first.
Yep.
Even though just before you said second.
Nah, because I cried.
Okay.
Sam and Joanne. Bill Nye, because I like bromance. And then Colin Firth, Hugh and Natalie, Emma Thompson, John and Judy. Then the rest are the same as you. Laura Linney, Colin, Kira.
Good.
Okay. I want a prequel of how Kira Knightley met Chiwetel
I
Ejiofor.
want a sequel of
John and Judy.
if it was made today.
The Jetsons.
If it was made today and American, it would have a spin-off series on like HBO Max or something, and it'd follow like Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson are doing couples counselling.
Oh, like that Modern Love show.
And Peter and Kira have a baby.
No, I think it would be minor characters.
But also at the airport at the end.
You think Kira's up the duff?
No. John and Judy
Engaged?
are engaged.
That's cute.
They've known each other for 2 months.
They've been quite intimate.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Terrible line. Worst line in the movie.
It's cute.
Because it also didn't even go into the song.
But then it's like, all I want for Christmas is you. Good night.
Yeah. I miss...
Not, do you want to come in for a drink?
Yeah.
In quotation
Do you
marks.
want to come in and I'll throw my stuffed toys under the bed? And
Yeah.
hope my brother doesn't ring.
Aww.
Aww.
For you, I'll turn my phone on
Fuck. What's the score?
silent.
Because we got
For
Google
you.
reviews to do.
Well, what are you giving it overall?
Overall, I'm giving it a 4.
A 4.
Yep, it's right up there for me.
Okay, I was
I
expecting more.
I could watch this at not Christmas.
Okay,
That's
you
how
won't.
good it is. 4.25 then.
For fuck's sake. I don't think it's going to make a difference.
It's top. Told
I'm
ya.
giving it a 4 overall.
This is, I said it yesterday when Shane and I watched it, this is 70s plus. 70
So
plus this
the
movie.
total for Love Actually
Yep.
is 71.
Oh. I was low on the...
It's the endurance
Yeah,
that fucked
endurance.
it. And nostalgia a bit, I guess. And no drink.
representation and drink.
Yeah.
Richard
But
Curtis, if you just put a can of Coke
71. If you just put a gay in there, we would have given it more.
there. Top spot though.
71, top spot. Titanic is 66.25. So it's a decent gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's another clickbait.
There you go.
Two Drink Cinema says Love Actually a better film than Titanic.
Yep. And Gone with the Wind and Casablanca and The Godfather. Or was that on our old scale?
Well, I still
Yes.
think it would score better than The Godfather.
I think it would.
All right, we're going to have some Google reviews. We're going to rip through them because thank you for sticking around for as long as you have, because I think we're already up to the normal length of an episode. So this break will be quick, and then we'll have some quick Google reviews.
Woo!
And then one more movie for next week.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Two Drink Cinema!
All right, reviews from Google. Do you want to go first, or shall I?
Okay, there were surprisingly a number of one-star reviews.
More than Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes. Well, more reviews in general, I reckon. But
it does have overall a 4.2.
Shirl, I wanted to love this film because I liked the director's previous ones, but this film has so much gratuitous sex and inappropriate behaviour for a Christmas film that the few good parts were sullied by the long, awful ones. Never mind the sheer wattage provided by celebrity cameos, it couldn't balance out the extreme awkwardness that only rich English men can portray. It made men look like idiots and the rest of the world laugh at their expense, which I thought was incredibly sad. She wrote Egypts. So in for future reference...
She's Irish.
Eejits is how you spell Egypts.
Yeah, she's obviously
She's
Irish
an Egypt.
and they hate the English. Okay. Enjoyable, Tamara says, enjoyable Christmas movie based on love and the various stages of love. Everyone is going on about character development. It isn't necessary for this movie. Most characters are translucent and understandable without character development. I don't know what she means by translucent. Each important character...
it's like they're predictable and they just fill the thing.
Translucent's not the greatest word.
No.
Each important character has enough screen time to address their individual love ideals. I enjoyed this movie, though it was cute. Not exactly a Christmas movie...
Oh, fuck off.
But it's awfully nice to based around a time of year when we feel love for family and our fellow man/woman.
I think saying that the argument people would make that it's not a Christmas movie is that it is a rom-com set at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's not a Christmas movie.
It's
the premise of the central point of the movie isn't Christmas, it's love.
Yes, but it's set literally like Bill Nye, his whole thing is getting a Christmas #1.
And the first thing that comes up on the pretty thing is pretty much 5 weeks till Christmas.
The first thing you hear is sleigh bells. And as the song says, just hear those sleigh bells chingling, ching, 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 ching,
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. How can people love this ridiculous film? Normalising pervy old men with much younger women, cheating and affairs trying to painted in a romantic light, unrealistic actions from all sides, body shaming the PM secretary, making girls who watch this think they are chubby. This whole film is toxic. You described 2 of the storylines.
Yep.
Move on, Sean.
This movie is what I wanted to have for renewed popularity following the COVID-19 pandemic. Learning we cannot control the popularity of movies, life is all about this movie. That was the only movie I saved to save space my computers. Although the stories are not similar to what happened while we were in lockdown, they were great. Many times I kept replaying what I call the most dramatic part. It happens when the moment when everyone gathered after the girl said, "Father is about to sell Aurelia as a slave to this Englishman."
Oh, no.
I'm going to read this again off here to try and mix. That was the only movie I saved to save space my computers. I'm not sure what they mean.
I think he was running out of space on his computer and deleted all the illegal downloads on his computer.
Yeah,
I assume, except for Love Actually.
This movie is what I wanted to have for renewed popularity following the COVID-19 pandemic.
I don't know if popularity or like positivity.
Has he been to Colin Firth's language school?
Maybes?
Maybes, just in cases.
After 17 years, I realised I really don't like this film. The person that thought of these stories has a personality disorder. Portrayed all the horrible people in the world and the horrible things people do as every character in this film. Maybe all the delusional losers that watch this film get some sort of sick kick out of it and can relate to the characters. The only good thing about the film was the music. It took them 17 years to realise they don't like it. I'm moving on from that.
My last one. Great movie. I've watched it about 10 times in 2 months. The movie is definitely one of the best Christmas movies, although it is worth watching even when it's not Christmas time.
Oh, there you go.
It's very funny and interesting. What are we doing next, my brother?
We're not doing a Christmas movie next
Oh,
week.
boo.
This movie was...
Good, because as you can tell, and I've just realised, I only have one Christmas T-shirt.
I don't have any. The Birds is a Christmas movie. Do I want to do this one? Or no, we'll do this one.
Okay.
This was the film was released on the 10th of December 2002.
Okay, so it's not Christmas, but it was released in December. That's bad planning.
It made $306.8 million from a $45 million budget.
That's plenty of money. No.
It was directed by Rob Marshall and was nominated for 13 Oscars.
Chicago.
That's why you'd release it.
Rob Marshall.
That's why you release it in December.
Yeah. 13 Oscars. How many?
13
Jesus.
Oscars. It stars Renee Zellweger, Richard Gere, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Queen Latifah.
Oh, wow.
And
Morticia Adams.
And the synonym is the Windy City.
I've been to Chicago. I didn't
there
see
you
any people kill their husbands for sleeping with their sister.
And you stayed on the south side.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was a...
Should we do a 6 Degrees?
Yes.
Renee Zellweger was in Bridget Jones's Diary with Hugh Grant.
Oh, and Colin Firth. Let's take that out of it. No, that's enough. Renee Zellweger was in Bridget Jones' Diary with Jim Broadbent, who was in Harry Potter with Bill Nighy.
There you go.
Who was in Harry Potter with Emma Thompson.
Who was in Harry Potter with Alan Rickman.
Who was in
Harry
Love
Potter
Actually
with
with
Kenneth
Rowan
Branagh.
Atkinson. Okay, 2 degrees of...
1 degree.
Do better than that.
0 degree of... 1 degree?
1 degree.
1 degree.
Because the movie in between is Bridget Jones. Chicago, Bridget Jones, Love Actually. The only way it's closer is if Renee Zellweger was in Love Actually.
Wait, who's in Chicago?
John C. Reilly, Richard Gere, Queen Latifah,
That
Christine
woman-
Baranski.
That's her.
She's very funny.
Tay Diggs.
It's
It's 1 degree.
1 degree of separation. Well done. Merry Christmas. That's it for Christmas.
That's
Fuck
it for
off.
Christmas. We're moving on. Just because I want to watch Chicago
We're
again.
moving on to murder-based, and we've actually got to come back to a movie that actually is having a 20-year anniversary.
Not this 19th anniversary shit.
That's also the impact
I'm just
of
glad
like,
we did Love Actually, and so we didn't have to watch Home Alone 3.
Oh, that was the other choice.
Which I'm not
Or
sure is actually a Christmas.
The Santa Claus 2 was released 25 years ago. That's another thing for impact, right? Chicago was released actually 20 years ago and was nominated for 13 Oscars. All of the talk is about Love Actually.
Yep.
There hasn't even been that much talk about Titanic.
I don't know. No.
Like, I'm surprised by the low number of articles I've seen about Titanic. It's 25 years since the biggest movie of our generation.
Yeah.
Lift your game, Variety,
Oh, God.
E.T. Has Mario Lopez talked about it even? Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. If you haven't already hit subscribe to the YouTube channel or the podcast, make sure you do so. Leave us a rating and review. Oh, yeah, Brett's pointing.
I don't know where to point.
It's down. And it's also down on your podcast app as well.
Okay, good.
Follow us on the socials at Two Drink Cinema and hop over to Rainbow Popcorn. We've got a couple of queer Christmas movies there. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee. Two Drink Cinema.